Global collapse, Black Monday, Wall Street and the United States are sinking. The world trembles. The Trump era triggers maximum global tension. It was just another morning in New York, until it wasn't. At 8 o'clock sharp, the screens on Wall Street began to flash with impossible shades of red. The financial world, the one Trump promised to make the strongest in history, was collapsing before the astonished eyes of investors and global leaders. The United States was no longer the dominant power. The giant had fallen, and with it, an entire system. It all started with the tariffs. Our country will be stronger, Trump would say, with grand gestures and promises of economic domination. But that bitter medicine he recommended to cure America has had devastating side effects. The former president himself had said it. Sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something. And did they ever take it? But it was poison. From Asia, the response was blunt. China imposed a brutal 34% tariff on all US exports. Europe was quick to follow. Paris and Berlin spoke in unison. We no longer trust the United States. What was once the unconditional support of the big guy has now become a threat to world stability. And as the markets bled, the wisest investors, like Warren Buffett, watched with resignation as their prophecies came true. The market will not grow forever, he warned time and again. No one listened. Today, those same investors lament, why didn't I sell on Thursday? Why didn't I get out in time? European markets opened in free fall. The German DAX lost more than 4%, falling below 20,000 points. In Asia, the Nikkei plummeted 6.4%, and the Hong Kong Hang Seng suffered a historic drop of 12.5%. The United States was not alone in the crisis, but it was the epicenter. And then came the final blow: energy. In response to Trump's tariffs, several countries have launched an unprecedented energy war. The big American oil companies, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Valero, are the first victims. The European Union and China plan to expel them from strategic international projects. And Mexico, a former silent partner of the United States, is now considering sanctioning Chevron for its operations in shared waters of the Gulf. The Aztec nation, under the firm leadership of Claudia Sheinbaum, will no longer be intimidated. The world has changed, declared a European economist from Paris. The era of the United States as savior is over. There is no safety net anymore. The collapse of the system. Investors gripped by panic were selling junk bonds, tech stocks, and raw materials. The Nasdaq index was down 4.3%, the S&P 500 down 3.4%, and the Dow Jones plummeted another 2.5% after Thursday and Friday's declines. The panic was total. Only gold and silver offered a refuge. They rose slightly as a symbol of a world returning to basics. Oil, for its part, suffered a severe setback. West Texas fell below $60. Brent followed the same path. The message from the market was clear. Recession is not only possible, it is imminent. And now, with bond yields falling rapidly, the whole world is waiting for an emergency rate cut by the Federal Reserve. Will it be a technical response or a surrender to Trump's pressure? An isolated America, a bewildered Europe, a vengeful Asia. The European Commission, led by a firm Franco-German bloc, announced new measures to protect its industry. Germany, despite its 4% industrial decline, is leading a new discourse. The United States is no longer our benchmark. And in China, the message is just as direct. The United States must face the consequences of its trade war, energy sanctions, logistical blockades, the fall in global industrial production. Everything points to a new world order, and the United States, far from leading it, looks more and more like the weak link. Trump, the invisible responsible. The former president, in one of his recent speeches, responded sarcastically to the stock market crash. Is there pain in the market? I think your question is stupid. His words have been recorded as a testament to an arrogant economic policy, disconnected from reality and with global consequences. A world on edge. Today, at 9 o'clock in the morning in Paris, 3 in the morning in New York, it has been confirmed. We are living through a new Black Monday, a day that will be remembered as the moment the global financial system acknowledged its fracture. And all because of a tariff war started by an administration that promised greatness and brought chaos. This final chapter delves into the global economic crisis, exploring its causes, effects, and possible solutions. In the next 180 seconds, we will provide an in-depth and comprehensive look at the current situation and its future implications. The ripple effects of the trade war have fully emerged, shaking the foundations of global economies. Financial institutions, once seen as unshakable pillars, are now struggling to stay afloat. Stock markets have plummeted and the world watches, hoping for a glimmer of hope. But how did we get here? What were the key decisions, the critical moments that led to this unprecedented collapse? And most importantly, what can be done to pull us back from the brink? Join us as we unravel the intricate web of policies, reactions, and consequences that have brought us to this point. From the boardrooms of Wall Street to the factories in Asia, every corner of the world is feeling the pressure. Yet amidst the turmoil, there are whispers of innovative solutions, of new strategies that could guide us out of this darkness. Economists, lawmakers, and opinion leaders are coming together, searching for a way to rebuild, to recover. As we navigate this crisis, one thing is clear: the road ahead will not be easy. But with resilience, collaboration, and informed decision-making, there is hope for a brighter future. Stay with us as we continue to explore the unfolding story of a world in crisis and the potential for a new dawn. The world woke up to what is now being called Black Monday. Global stock markets have plummeted in an unprecedented freefall, marking one of the most severe economic collapses in modern history. Investors are in a state of panic, and economies around the globe are teetering on the edge of a complete meltdown. But what does this mean for the future? The ripple effects of this collapse are already being felt in everyday life, from job losses to skyrocketing prices of essential goods. Governments are scrambling to implement emergency measures, but will it be enough to stabilize the situation? As financial institutions falter and uncertainty looms large, experts are divided. Some see this as the inevitable consequence of years of risky financial practices and escalating trade wars. Others hold on to a glimmer of hope, believing that through swift and coordinated global action, we can navigate through this crisis. In the midst of this chaos, one thing remains certain: the world will never be the same. The decisions made in the coming days and weeks will shape the global economy for years to come. Stay tuned as we continue to unravel the complexities of this monumental event and explore potential paths to recovery. What does the future hold? Only time will tell. In these trying times, unity and resilience will be our greatest strengths. Together, we can overcome this crisis and build a stronger, more resilient world.